Mr. Chairman, Prime Minister, Mr. Onslow, and colleagues. I nearly said fellow candidates, because old habits die hard. But this time it's a little bit different, because I'm not standing for Finchley, and because we have John Major as our leader and Prime Minister, and we could not have chosen better. I was lucky in 3 elections to have a manifesto with my approach stamped upon it. This manifesto has John Major's personality stamped on it, and that is absolutely right. Our task is not yet finished. Everything we have gained could so easily be lost unless we are returned for a 4th term under John Major's leadership. So let me just make 3 points. I noticed that famous preacher John Donne always made just 3 points, and it's a very good rule. People can't usually digest more. First, some commentators seem to suggest that the 2 main parties are now look-alike, a proposition I totally reject. The fact is, Labour are still socialist, and they deliberately set out to impose more government control over people's lives. That is where their whole belief starts. It starts with the power of government over the lives of the people. That is the reason why they increase taxation. More power for them over our money, less power for the citizen. That is why they multiply controls and bureaucracy. More power for them, less for the wealth creators of our country. That is why they like nationalization, more control over industry. That is why they reject privatization and wider share ownership. That is why they want more council housing, because they want to have more control over the lives of the housing of the people and to use it for political purposes, as in the Camdens and the Lamberts. That is why they oppose our plans for giving your doctors and nurses, your teachers and parents, more say, more responsibility, more power to decide near the point at which the decision has to be taken. That's why they oppose our plans for doing that in hospitals and in schools. They would rather have it decided by a bureaucratic level above. That is the essence of their creed: government control over the lives of the people, and it runs through all of their policies. That's why they love that socialist Delors socialist charter. When will they learn you cannot build Jerusalem in Brussels? They haven't changed their socialist spots. They've just changed their suits. It wasn't the Labour Party who fought Scargill. It was we who fought Scargill day after day for a year through the miners' strike. And we got our judgment of human nature right, because we knew if we got those trade union reforms, that law reform, to give more power to the ordinary members, that they would probably want the things we wanted, that they would rather work to support their families than strike. And my goodness, were we magnificently supported by the working miners who believed in us. Mr. Chairman, we must continue to put across our positive policies, the principles which underlie them, and the splendid results we have achieved. That each and every person is born with God-given talents and abilities, and it is his right to be able to express and develop those talents and abilities, both in his interests and that of his country as a whole. And the government's chance, the government's responsibility, the government's task is not, in fact, to take away those talents or diminish them, but to provide the right framework within which they and the larger freedoms may flourish. That is exactly what we have done. That is our duty, the right framework of law for enterprise, the duty to see that the currency is sound and remains sound, so that the savings put away at the grandson's christening will still buy the same